Hello, everybody. My name's James. Welcome back to the Planet FPL Weekender. My Friday partner in crime, David Hunter, does not want to talk about Liverpool anymore, so we haven't put it on the agenda this week. How are you, David?
Yeah, I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, all good. Thanks, mate. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, not too bad. How was your performance Wednesday?
Somewhere up in a sound.
Right, this week on the Weekender, David's going to talk us through a bit of the permutations ahead of today's World Cup draw. Quite a short piece on Villa and Arsenal as a tactical preview for this weekend. We're going to have a bit of fun in terms of an FPL game. Will he play? There's a lot of rotation concerns. I'm sure a lot of people saw him midweek. So we're just going to ask us outright, will they play this week? Yes, no, definitely, maybe, not sure. Um, Free hit and wildcard drafts towards the end as well. But we will start with last night's latest thriller at Old Trafford. Watch game, David.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did on last night. Yeah,
United.
yeah. It was a bit like Groundhog Day, wasn't it, from the Everton
Very
game?
much so.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, underwhelming. The first, I'd say the first 20 minutes was incredibly dull, wasn't it? Really, not a lot happened. I was sat there with like many people listening and watching this with Fernandez and Bumo, not Captain Fernandez, like a lot of the
It
analytics
was always
community.
going to play the bloody drama in the community about that this week. When does
Yeah,
Bruno not play?
I know. Yeah. They kind of got up a little bit of head of steam, didn't they? From 20 minutes onwards, they were kind of knocking on the door between then and half time. There was the Bumo. I don't know whether he meant it. He sort of swung in one with his left foot, didn't he? That nearly caught Areola out. And then there was the great clearance off the line by Wan-Bissaka from Xerxes. Cunha tries an overhead kick, and then Fernandez. That's about as close as he came, wasn't it? Sort of grazes the outside of the post. But yeah, they were fairly underwhelming. Eventually got the noses in front with Dallo, but I actually wasn't that surprised when West Ham did equalise in the end. They were kind of a threat all game, weren't they? West Ham in a not in a sort of major way, but Bowen was. There were some
I
decent
thought he
performances.
was
I thought.
exceptional last night. It was the best I've seen this season, I think, Jared Brown.
Yeah, I thought Wan-Bissaka, Magassa, and Bowen all had really good games for West Ham last night. Yeah, I guess if you're a United fan, it kind of reminded me quite a bit of our game on Wednesday night. Actually, just slight the team you expect to be in the ascendancy, sort of running out of ideas, really, and not kind of basically flattering to deceive most of the game, really. Yeah, poor game actually. I thought not
Yeah,
great.
it wasn't great. I think that's very understandable from West Ham's perspective. I saw the lineups and I thought, oh, you're in trouble here. You're looking at the bench was like really thin. The structure was quite surprising in the sense he pretty much played Thomas Suchek off the right with Jared Bowen as a 10, but then license on transition, Suchek could move off the flank and Jared Bowen could go into those zones where he's very, very dangerous. And I don't think he, like West Ham, has had a particularly great season, but he looked like a really good Jared Bowen last night. And I
Yeah,
know Suj talks about this a lot about real concerns about the leadership within that squad. He played that game like a captain last night. He was like really willing to take the opponent on quite often individually in the sense that no Paquetá, no Somerville. So it felt like a kind of a real patched up job with Fernandez kind of almost having to play this leftish role. I felt West Ham should be there to be taken apart on that side with Diouf at left back and I don't want to say lack of support in front of him, but like nothing natural in front of him. Diallo was more threatening than Bumo. I'm a Bumo owner,
mhm.
so obviously nothing last night. And you are drawn to think, oh, I can just come off him now and go straight to Foden as a non-owner. And I said yesterday on the podcast, I said I won't be chasing that. And I thought about it for a minute. I thought, oh, well, you've said that now. You can't do it. Of course I can. I'm entitled to change my mind. But actually, I think United might wipe the floor with Wolves on Monday night
Selling.
because of where Wolves are at. And Wolves essentially can't really play games for draws anymore. Do you know what I mean? West Ham were happy with a point. If Everton had got a point at Old Trafford the week before, I think they would have been content with it, particularly under the circumstances. 10 men. I know they were trying to win the game. Wolves don't look at Monday night and go, oh, draw's okay. Like it's too late for them for all that shit. So I actually think Monday night might really play into their hands. I actually think Bumo and Fernandez might have a good night on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, selling either of them just before Wolves just doesn't make any sense, does it? Really? I,
Some will,
some will, yeah. I
and
guess.
you totally get it. I mean, I can't look at Bumo last night and say, "Oh, I thought he played well" or looked
No, I
like a
agree.
particular threat from fantasy. Whereas you got this guy at slightly cheaper who's just got, I don't know, 35 points in 2 games or something. But Bumo will play Monday. I don't know about Mr. Foden. Maybe we'll get to him in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, my plan was always to hold Bumo for the Bournemouth game in 16, and then maybe look to shift him onto Saka somehow. Um, but watching him last night, kind of, you might want to get Saka in for that Wolves game, mightn't you? Or probably I want to get Saka in for that Wolves game either way, but it makes it easier to get him in if Bumo's the cash cow for him rather than somebody else. Something to ponder, I think. But yeah, watching it with as a Bumo and Fernandez owner last night wasn't great, but there's no way I'm going to move him on before that Wolves game on Monday.
No, same as that. And to be honest, I'd probably leave the vice captaincy on him because I know that it will start. There's no reason not to. I see Mr. Paul Scholes had quite a bit of a,
I
well,
saw
not a
that on
whinge, but
Slack.
he's
Yeah,
posted on Instagram this morning about his annoyance at Kobe Minor's lack of minutes again. I was thinking about him, thinking, yeah, do you know what? My club could do much worse than go and invest in Kobe Minor, actually. There's others all feel similar. He probably
it,
needs to get out of there, doesn't he?
I think so. Yeah, if he's not getting on in games like the Everton and Wolves games at home when United are sort of struggling to do much on the ball, it's not gonna happen for him, is it? So get a fair few quid for him, wouldn't they, if they did sell him in either in January or the summer? So yeah, there'll
Yeah,
be no
there'll be a
shortage
few
of
there.
takers. Yeah,
Manu probably going to go for his own career. I mean, he's got no chance of getting in the World Cup squad if he stays there. But if he has a good 4 months somewhere else, you wouldn't rule it out. Garnacho obviously gone. I don't know. If they let a few kids go for the short term of what they are, which I'm sure United fans will hope become a long term. I thought they'd have been in trouble last night if they'd have played a better opponent in the first half. Aidan Heaven obviously came in as a central centre back with Matthias de Ligt unavailable. Amrin thinks he'll be back available for Monday night. Their positional stuff in the first half was all over the place. And I know Amram's been criticised a lot in terms of making changes in terms of to his centre backs during the course of the game. Yeah, that was the right decision last night. They positionally, like West Ham couldn't expose it because it's only Bowen really causing the damage.
yeah,
But Wilson played okay. Yeah, it's a really good result for West Ham. Really
yeah,
good result. If they'd had Paquetá and Somerville available, they might have even gone and won that game last night. And actually, at 1-1, I don't know about you, but I thought West Ham might win this now.
yeah. Towards the end of the
It
game, they
had
were
that little
pressing.
vibe.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just on United, obviously Dallo gets the goal. I mean, he doesn't get many, but he occasionally pops up with one. There was a bit of chat on our Slack last night about Ahmad's going to Afcon, isn't he? And you know he's probably going to play quite a bit, Dallo, isn't he? You could maybe do worse than investing him at 4.4.
You could, but as a few of our patrons pointed out last night, yeah, but he's shit. And also, I think you'd have to think about the consequence of he won't get many attacking returns. I think I saw a stat last night. It's his first goal at Old Trafford. It's not his
That's yeah,
first goal for United, but I think it's his
yeah,
first one at Old Trafford. The consequence of no Diallo and no Bumo on Manchester United over that period that they're gone. Yes, they have good fixtures, particularly those Wolves, Leeds, Burnley games in a row, but these are the sort of games that actually United have been struggling in anyway. If you take out some of the kind of individuality and teamwork of Bumo and Diallo, do they struggle in those games? They might do, mate.
yeah, yeah. Every chance. Yeah,
Bruno Fernandes will be great for that period. And what I said on I think either yesterday's pod or Monday's pod with Suj about Fernandes is that his returns will be sporadic. What I mean by that is they'll come at like random times. So, you know how many goals he's got in the Premier League this season?
Fernandez.
Yeah.
He's missed a couple of penalties, hasn't he? Probably not many. Three, something
So
like that. Has it? Yeah.
he's got the penalty against Burnley in the last minute in game week 3, and obviously scored in game week 5, I want to say it was, against Chelsea when Chelsea were down to 10 men. That's his
Yeah.
goals this year. And I know a lot of people, particularly in sort of some of the analytic crowd of the FPL community, captained him last night, this week. And I can see both sides of it because I was thinking during the game, it was clear quite early on he was going to hit DEFCONs. You are looking, you think it's DEFCON, clean sheet possible. Yeah, right, that's basic 5. if he scores here, it's 11, but it's not 11 because he'd probably get the bonus to go with that as well. And there's every chance he's finishing this with a goal and 14 points. So I get why people did it. It's worth saying that 14 points would have only been the same as what Haaland obviously
Yeah.
got this week. But I would say keep hold of him because I would imagine he'll take on greater responsibility. And it is worth noting that towards the end of the game last night, he did move into the front three basically. But he'll get returns, but I think they're difficult to predict when they come. So if you want him or you have him, you're just having him for the consistency.
Yeah.
What I kind of wondered was I wouldn't be critical of people that captained him this week, but wondered why it was this week rather than specific others. Like, why not against Everton when Haaland went to Newcastle? It seemed to be a real thing this week. What was different this week than when Haaland went to Newcastle and
Yeah.
Fernandes had Everton at home? That
No,
was, yeah,
that's a good point.
maybe it's a particular weakness in West Ham where they give up defcons and obviously they're a weaker side than Everton. I just wondered about that. He'll come around again for Fernandes. You know what he'll be for Christmas? Brilliant vice captain for people every week.
Yeah, I bought him prior to this deadline just because I really wanted I like the idea of just having him for the entire festive period. We've seen this week, haven't we? People we didn't expect to get rested. As you just said, Fernandes isn't going to be one of those guys, is he? He's going to play regardless, and especially with United losing a few for AFCON. So, yeah, I think you're right. He's going to be someone who'll contribute points and DEFCONs, but you just won't know when they are. But the fixtures are good enough to sort of suggest that there'll be something coming.
But I don't think the fixtures are going to matter that much for him.
Yeah.
Essentially, his only goal and open play was against Chelsea.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Let's do some World Cup stuff. There's a World Cup draw happening today, which I'm sure we're all really thrilled by. It's 5 o'clock UK time, although it probably won't start till about fucking 8 o'clock. Probably it'd be like some Eurovision preview or something. I've got warts and all going on, YMCA singing, and yeah, I'm quite tempted just to see what it looks like after the result.
Yeah. You don't want to miss President Trump getting his Peace Award, do you? That's
If I speak, I'm in trouble.
yeah, same. Okay, let's explain what's going on then. So, yeah, it takes place in Washington today at 5 p.m. UK time. It's expected to last around 2 hours. Probably box it off in half an hour if you wanted to, couldn't you? But
What was in that? Get on with it.
yeah, I mean, I'm out tonight. I'm going to miss it, and I can't say I'm that arsed, to be honest. I'll just catch up with the draw when I check my phone at some point. But yeah, 48 teams divided into 4 pots of 12. So pot one will consist of the 3 co-hosts. That's USA, Mexico, and Canada. So I dare say, if you're a pot 2 to 4 team, there'll be one of the nations that you want to draw.
Do you want to get them?
Probably, certainly Canada. You'd take Canada, wouldn't you? Or
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah,
USA began to show improvements under Pochettino. Playing Mexico and Mexico, I don't think it'd be easy for everybody.
I wouldn't choose Mexico. That's a fair point. So yeah, that they are 3 of the pot 1 teams, along with the 9 top teams in the FIFA rankings. The next 3 pots were decided by FIFA rankings as well, with the lowest ranked of them in pot 4. So we're going to get 12 groups of 4, and there'll be 1 team from each pot going into it. There's 6 qualification places still left to be decided. All of those will be a pot 4 team. So we've got 4 teams to qualify from UEFA and the 2 teams from the intercontinental playoffs. So we could, if Italy qualify, whoever qualifies, they will be a pot 4 team. So, I mean, they're a glamorous team, aren't they? Rather than a particularly great football side at the moment, I guess. But yeah, they are probably going to be the group of death team, I guess, if they make it. UEFA has 16 spots, and there's obviously only 12 groups, so it means that there are going to be 4 groups that will have 2 European teams in it. You can't have more than 2 European teams in it. UEFA is the only confederation where more than 1 representative will be allowed in a group, so all of the other ones will be split up. The top 4 teams, might have covered this already, top 4 teams in the FIFA rankings: Spain, Argentina, France, and England. They can't face each other until the semi-finals. That's
utter nonsense, is what that is. By the way,
that's provided they all win their group. Obviously, if they don't win the group, they could meet somewhere earlier than the semis. Yeah, I agree. That's
I don't know what that is.
that's not integrity about a tournament for me. Um, we won't know the match schedule until tomorrow. FIFA are going to do that tomorrow and announce it then. So although we'll get the groups today, we won't know who plays when, where until tomorrow. Just to run through the pot one teams then, that's Canada, Mexico, USA, Spain, Argentina, France, England, Brazil, Portugal, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Pot two, Croatia, Morocco, Colombia, Uruguay, Switzerland, Japan, Senegal, Iran, South Korea, Ecuador, Austria, and Australia. Pot three, Norway. So I guess they're the dark horses, aren't they? Panama, Egypt, Algeria, Scotland, Paraguay, Tunisia, Ivory Coast, Uzbekistan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and South Africa. And pot four is Jordan, Cape Verde, Ghana, Curacao, Haiti, New Zealand, the four UEFA teams, and the two intercontinental playoff teams. Just to catch you up on the UEFA playoffs. So the winners of Wales and Bosnia will host the winners of Italy, Northern Ireland. The winners of Ukraine, Sweden will host the winners of Poland, Albania. The winners of Slovakia and Kosovo will host Turkey or Romania. And the winners of Czech Republic, Republic of Ireland will host Denmark or North Macedonia. The intercontinental playoffs, we've got New Caledonia versus Jamaica, which sounds fun. They will host, they won't host, they will play DR Congo. And in the other path, it's Bolivia or Suriname against Iraq. Those matches will all be played in Mexico. Looking at a potential dream draw for England.
Go on, pick on some people.
Could
At
be.
which point does David say Scotland?
No, I'm not. I'm not
Good
mental.
lad.
I'm not mental. I'm part Scottish. This as a result of this.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I've been the sort of Scotland correspondent, haven't I? So you could get Australia, South Africa, and Haiti. That would be you'd probably take that, wouldn't you? There's a few of
Can
those.
take whatever we get. I mean, let's be honest. If they're seeding us as, England can't play three other teams till the semi-final at least, right? Whatever we get in the group, considering what 8 of the third best placed teams still go through as well. I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It's more about what we do when we hit the knockouts, right?
You'd have to go some not to qualify. Arguably, the hardest draw according to the rankings would be Japan, Norway, and Ghana. But you still back England to get through that. The event will be hosted by Heidi Klum and Danny Ramirez, joined by Kevin Hart. The draw itself will be led by Rio Ferdinand, the obvious man for the job.
Have you seen that interview of him yesterday with I think
squirming.
Dan Rowan from the BBC?
Yeah,
and wanting to punch your phone. I'm a guy from what did he say?
One of the people.
I'm one of the people,
yeah.
But I am going to lick FIFA's ass while I'm here, basically. Yeah, and not put them under the bus.
Jermaine Genius did it 4 years ago, didn't he?
It was one of them ones I was thinking, Rio, a little bit like when I listened to Thomas Frank at the moment. Stop talking, mate.
Yeah, just stop talking, mate. Yeah. Draw led by Rio Ferdinand, Samantha Johnson. Some big names from the world of North American sport will be assisting with the draw from the big four sports leagues. So Tom Brady from the NFL, Shaquille O'Neal from the NBA, Wayne Gretzky from NHL, and Aaron Judge from Major League Baseball. Live performances by Andrea Bocelli, Nicole Scherzinger, and Robbie Williams. Yeah, quite happy to be on the piss tonight rather than watching all that, to be fair. Peace Prize to be awarded. Who will it be?
No, let's not do
Who will it be?
If you ever want to hear us talk about the Peace Prize, may I recommend Nico's Corner on Patreon for regular bashing of Donald Trump there, basically. I ever cut the questions?
Okay.
I take it can be no more than 2 European teams in a group.
That's correct, yeah.
And I presume South Americans there'll only be like one South American in a group, etc. Okay. Yeah. I don't there's a question I don't understand the answer to. So there's one of the teams in pot 4 is like what, Bolivia, Suriname, and Iraq. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
You'll get one of them. So that's South America, North America, and Asia cut off. New Zealand are in pot four as well. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, yeah, they are.
So
Yeah,
that also cuts Oceania off as well. So they
yeah.
would have to get what, two Europeans and an African team.
I don't really
That
know how they're
have
going
to
to do
be how
that.
it works.
Yeah, there was a thing in a couple of the previews I read about that is the major kind of headache that FIFA need to kind of negotiate with. So with all of these different confederations in the intercontinental playoffs, they're going to have to kind of do some either ors in terms of who ends up in which pot. But I
So
assume they're
if
all
across
over
the
it.
first three pots, if there isn't a group that has two European teams and an African team, then they've presumably there's a clash. Or are they going to say, oh, if Bolivia make it, you're going into that
Yeah,
one, and if Iraq make it, you're going into that one? Are they going to do
think
something like that?
I think there's going to be some eventualities that this will happen depending on who goes through from the intercontinental playoffs. Um, yeah,
What a
all become
palaver.
clear. Yeah,
I would say group of death. I would have thought for us. Did you do a group of death? You did a dream draw. You did do a group of death. You said Norway,
Japan, Norway,
Ghana, and
Ghana. Yeah,
I would have thought
could get
something like
Croatia maybe. Croatia.
Colombia, Senegal, Italy, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's Italy got to qualify first, haven't they? So
I know that it could be Wales, could be Ireland, could be whatever.
didn't really include Italy in the permutations because they've got to win two games to get there. But yeah, obviously that would be a they would be in any.
If you had that group, you would have to be on your toes, wouldn't you? I think.
Yeah,
Colombia, decent side. Senegal, obviously, give England essentially the runaround in a friendly towards the end of last season. So, I think the biggest thing on the draw as a pointer for people. I haven't looked at the permutation or see how it works out once it's done. But the draw for a nation like England is almost more important about who's in what groups elsewhere rather than who you actually draw. So I know our good buddy Ian Parrin speaks about this a lot about the idea of England having a path that would say walk into USA in a quarterfinal or something like that. Like that sort of path is going to be more important than who actually England draw today.
yeah, yeah.
And as per usual, I'm sure it will open up where it gets lopsided somewhere. Okay, let's see how it falls out. But no schedule till tomorrow, you say, right?
No match schedule until tomorrow. Yeah, that's correct.
All
Yeah,
right. Patrons, once to know the schedule, I'll let you know when that Victoria Line pub crawl is happening next summer. Perfect. Just want to do a short piece on Villa Arsenal. Kind of difficult to do tactical pieces at the moment because so many teams have been rotating in midweek, and some will do so again this weekend, I'm sure. Can probably be as sure about these two, maybe, as the others. I think the Villa team against Arsenal probably picks itself, I would think. So Martinez, if available in goal, if not, obviously, say it, David,
Marco Bizot.
who was at fault for the first goal at the Amex the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Marco Bizot,
Marco Bizot.
who saved them right at the end of the game from Danny Welbeck's header.
Marco Bizot.
That's it. You've said it 3 times now.
Yeah.
Cash, Concert, Torres, Luca Dean as the back four. Fairly sure Luca Dean. There has been a preference for Luca Dean to play, particularly when opponents have had a really strong right winger. Arsenal clearly do, whichever one they go with. Kamara and Nana, I've really felt, and I saw FPL Villain say this as well, that would probably play these Brighton and Arsenal games. Tielemans didn't start the other night. I would think he comes back in the team, plays this one as a 10, I would think. McGinn will play, I would think. Morgan Rogers will play, Mr. Indestructible. And presumably, as long as his recovery is okay from his 2 goals the other night, now would not be the time to take Ollie Watkins back out the team. So that's the Villa team. Fairly straightforward. We know that the wide players there, Rogers, McGinn, if that's how they set up, will be quite narrow. Rogers got in some beautiful half space positions at Brighton the other night. And that is combative and competitive and will give Arsenal a proper football match. More the question marks would obviously be on the potential Arsenal team. So I think Mikel Arteta has done his presser this morning and shock, he's given very, very little away. So my guess would be Saliba plays. If he doesn't, I guess it's Timber centre back and Ben White right back.
Right.
And by all accounts, Ben White played really well the other night. I am pretty confident that he would want Timber for Rodgers, would be the ideal scenario here. That obviously needs Saliba available. Reading between the lines, this point, it sounds like Mascara probably will be out. Arteta said that's more complicated. Okay, fine. Hincapi's doing well. I would think Calafiori plays left back, but I did think a little bit about the duel there with John McGinn, and actually Lewis Skelly quite likes that physicality element. I think he's had some difficult games this year, but he won't have to worry about McGinn doing him for pace or anything like that. So it's just go and be tight and be physical with him. Zubimendi will play. Declan Rice, we think, will be okay. My presumption would be Eze, Saka come back in the team. I think Marino will play as the 9 again. We've drawn. Now, something against that would be the fact that Marino stayed on the pitch towards the end of the game. But I just think in terms of what you'll want from Arsenal's perspective to hurt Villa, Marino dropping short and giving the centre-backs a question where they leave the space behind will be better suited for Marino to do that job rather than suddenly bring Gyökeres back in for this one. I think Gyökeres would probably be earmarked to play in Bruges on Wednesday, or then at worst case against Wolves next Saturday. I think key player here might be Martinelli. Because if there's one thing that maybe Arsenal do lack a little bit, it is that ability to play the ball over the top and have a runner in behind. Actually, the best at doing that is, I would say, is Martinelli. Saka is more 2 feet. You can play him in behind, but a lot of the Saka ones are runs inside a fullback. I'm talking about playing a 35, 40-yard ball over a backline. And I think it's noticeable if you think about Martinelli's goal against City, the late leveller. Also, Martinelli's goal against Bayern Munich, both assisted by the same man, ball over the top. That's Eze from a deeper position. So I think that might be something that Arsenal is specifically looking for this particular fixture, because we know Villa like to be aggressive with their backline. Is Eze to Martinelli. Watch out for that potentially as a pass. And that's why I think Eze will play central rather than the left, because I think Arteta will want an in-behind running option for this particular fixture.
I was just looking at the spacing of Arsenal's games. I wasn't entirely sure whether they play Bruges on Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's Wednesday, isn't it? And then they play Saturday night against Wolves. So it's not bad, is it? And this is clearly a really tough game now, isn't it, on the run that Villa are on? So Arteta will definitely try and get Declan Rice out there if he's ready. He was quite non-committal, I think, on as he should be. Probably keep everyone guessing. Looking forward to that one.
The only thing what I've got set up on the screen is kind of nominal, just formation for Arsenal, not moving players about too much. But I did wonder, they haven't done this so much recently, but were doing it a bit earlier in the season, if Rice plays deeper in this particular game. Just in the sense, with Rodgers, he's very unique to different 10s. Zubimendi well has the ability to get round another 10 and stop, etc. But Rodgers is such a physical beast. You want to get round him and be physical with him. Rice would be the best to deal with that. So I do think there's a small chance that you might even get Rice play to the right of Zubimendi in a deeper role if Rodgers operates from the left, as I suspect probably will be the case for Villa. Just to deal with that. But I also think at the same time, if Saliba does make it, and then it's Timber at right back, if Rodgers is running at them, that physicality in that zone is absolutely fine for Arsenal and shouldn't be a particularly concerned problem. I look forward to it, actually. Villa are very capable. I do think Arsenal will probably view the game as a draw being okay.
Yeah. It's one of those hurdles that they need to
it's just another one you can bookmark off and go, we've been there, we've done that, it's finished. It's not to say Arsenal won't be intending to win. I'm sure they absolutely will. But I don't think, again, considering Chelsea's result in midweek, City's vulnerability shown again on Tuesday, I don't think walking away from Villa Park, which City didn't, with something, okay, that'll do, fine, move on. There's Wolves at home next week, and others have got more difficult games, like City going to Palace. I think will probably be fine. Just a note on that Wolves game, and I think you're right to highlight the Arsenal schedule. I think now eases up once this is out of the way. Remember, challenging week: Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday lunchtime away. Not ideal. 4 days to Bruges. After Bruges, you can have a good indication about the Wolves game. Really important thing to remember about the Wolves game is Arsenal have a free midweek afterwards.
Yeah, that's good.
Won't play for 7 days till after that Wolves game. They might put a foot down in that one.
Good luck, Wolves.
Good luck, Wolves. Right. We're going to play a little game that I thought would be interesting because of rotation. By the way, just before I get some names up, and you don't know what names I'm going to throw at you, David, do you disagree with any of this in terms of Saka, Eze, Timber coming back in the team?
No, not at all. No, this is a big challenge for Arsenal. They're gonna get everyone out there, I think.
Okay. I'm going to give David a load of FPL players for this weekend with a simple will he start? And David's got to give me one of five answers. Yes, probably, no idea, doubt it, or no. You feeling the pressure, mate?
I struggle to remember the options. It's like The Office. What are the options again? I'll just say don't know for all of them, I think.
Right. Croupy Jr. Will he start? Yes, probably, no idea, doubt it, or no. So he
Don't know.
started in midweek
Don't know.
and Evan Nilsson didn't.
Couldn't possibly say with any certainty that he would, but there's got to be a chance, hasn't there?
I suppose most people won't want to start him this week anyway. Enzo Fernandez,
Yes.
João Pedro,
Did he start at Leeds?
yes,
And they play when in midweek? Tuesday, is it?
they're Tuesday at Atalanta.
I'm going to say no.
So in midweek, the lap obviously started up front as well. There wasn't many minutes knocking about for Mark Go. I was just trying to check back on João Pedro's minutes in midweek because you got me questioning myself actually in terms of his involvement in the game and how many minutes he played. They'll definitely have one eye on that game against Atalanta because having beat Barcelona, they won't
Played the
they won't
90
want
at
to kind of
Leeds.
lose.
João Pedro
It
played 90.
kind of felt like Chelsea probably had to get maybe sort of circa 10 point-ish or so from the four games. I mean, beat Barcelona, it won't want to kind of throw it away. Atalanta have shown little shoots of, I think, the three games without conceding a goal. I think Atalanta, they've had some bad spells, but they're doing a bit better now. Yeah, 90 minutes for João Pedro midweek. But also um, came off early against Arsenal.
Yeah. Tough one,
I,
isn't it? I
yeah, I think he is.
think he's going to play.
No, I think he's a tough one.
Yeah. All
Every day.
right.
I think he's a tough one to cut. I'm going to say he probably doesn't. Enzo Fernandez is a tough read because of obviously Casado's suspension. We know James will come back in. Fafana will come back in. Neto will come back in. I think Palmer starts. Andre Santos probably starts again. So either way, is it Enzo in a deeper role anyway? Even if he does, might be. But then it could just be James and Andre Santos for this one, it feels like. I suppose Casado obviously can play on Tuesday. How much does that factor?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Caicedo being available for the Champions League. Um, I just think he'll. This is a tough game, isn't it? Bournemouth away. I don't think he's going to piss about not playing Enzo Fernandez in a game like this. I think whether he plays a deeper role. Yeah, I'm saying yes to Enzo Fernandez.
Okay. João Pedro.
No,
Okay.
you're going to
City
mark
go
me
to
on these.
City, yeah. Judge David. City at Real Madrid on Tuesday.
Mm.
Nico O'Reilly.
I've got him. I've heard what you said about the potential chances of him getting a rest for this one. I think he might miss out at this one because Ain't Nori's going soon, isn't he? So
Yeah.
make the most of him while he's there. Yeah, obviously we've got to make a transfer this week, and downgrading O'Reilly is one that I'm thinking about. So yeah, I could see Ain't Nori maybe starting this one because I think he'll want O'Reilly in the Bernabeu only. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no idea. Like I'm not shocked if he starts. I'm definitely not shocked if he doesn't. I feel
Well,
like he's
like,
in the he's in the 50-50 camp, isn't it? I think.
yeah,
Okay. What about Mr. Man at the moment, Phil Foden?
yeah, I think he plays. Yeah,
I
I
think
think.
I think he probably does as well. But should we note again? It's Saturday, Tuesday, and then Saturday, Tuesday schedule. He's played 90 minutes in the two games gone this week.
Mm, I guess he's going
And
to
you
miss out somewhere
assume
along the
again, you
line.
assume he wants him to play in the Bernabeu. Remember, because City lost to Leverkusen,
They got
they're
work to do.
now
Yeah,
got work to do. Yeah.
I think he might start and maybe get taken off if the game's kind of done and dusted. Yeah, no one's selling Foden if they've
Oh no,
got
no,
him,
no, not at
and,
all.
people may be buying him. So yeah, I couldn't say.
I,
I
I I'm going to say on Foden probably starts.
Yeah, probably. I agree.
Probably starts, I think. Jeremy Doku?
Probably, probably. He got taken off about after about an hour, didn't he, on
Yeah.
Tuesday night? Tuesday night was a few nights ago, so yeah, I think he probably
Yeah,
starts and comes off early again.
I think we feel the same on the three of them. I think Foden, Doku probably, O'Reilly 50-50. That's how it feels to me. All right, cut the Newcastle players. Bruno Guimaraes.
Yes,
Yeah, that's near certainty, I think. Nick Voltamado.
yes,
I agree with that. Um, our Newcastle guys have met a few points on Patreon about him looking tired towards the end of games. Johan Visser, we think will be back in squad. There's no chance Visser starts. I think we all think Anthony Gordon starts this game.
yeah. He's in my free hit. Yeah,
But could Gordon play as the nine?
I guess he could do. Yeah. I think most likely is Voltemada starts and maybe gets taken off if Newcastle are fairly comfortable in the game. I think he starts.
Okay. Tottenham's Mickey van der Ven at home to Brentford.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
obviously he
Yeah.
didn't start at Newcastle. I think that was just a consequence of Tottenham having 4 games in 10 days and he'd played 90 minutes all the previous 3. His hamstrings are kind of well documented. It wasn't that much of a shock that he didn't start. He'll be back in the team. Thiago didn't start for Brentford in midweek. Comes back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Danny Welbeck of Brighton.
How
Home
much
to West Ham. Obviously only a sub in midweek. The word on Shimas, by the way, as I said on the podcast yesterday, it does sound like it's probably a bad injury, unfortunately.
So he came on 67 the other night. Yeah, I think he starts well back. Yeah.
Okay. I left the Liverpool boys to the end. Cody Gakpo.
God knows. uh, I think he probably does. Yeah, yeah. I think he probably does start. Yeah, in the absence of whether he sticks Verts out there, probably. I'm going to say probably Gakpo starts.
Any chance Rio gets a start? I don't mean Ferdinand. I mean Ngamoa.
It'd be quite a raucous game to throw him in from the start. And I think it'd be more likely Chiesa would get a go ahead of Rio. I think. I don't see Rio starting. I think Gakpo probably does start. Yeah.
Okay. Mo?
Yeah, I think he starts. Yeah.
30 as if you didn't think that on Wednesday morning.
I know. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's silly season, isn't it? We sort of you can make old predictions with the best of intentions at the moment and be looking like a bit of an idiot when the lineups drop. But yeah, I don't think he'll leave him out again.
What was your reaction to him not starting Wednesday night?
Yeah, not happy, to be honest. The team he picked at West Ham, I'm conscious I don't want to do another 20 minutes on Liverpool there. So.
I've set you up here, but you just haven't realised.
Yeah, the team he picked at West Ham made a lot of sense. You know, it did a job, get Gomez in, good away game. To picking him and Szoboszlai again for a game where we were going to have most of the ball in a home game against a low block like Sunderland. I just I thought it was a mistake. I thought it was a mistake from Slot. I would definitely have picked Salah. Can't say much more than that, really. I thought it was a mistake. I know he changed the left back, but I thought he kind of almost lost his nerve, really. Thought, right, okay, well, this team won a game at the weekend. Let's just pick it again because I need results here. And I thought that was sloppy management from Slot, actually. I thought he should have picked a completely different team on Wednesday night. So, yeah, I think we're going to find out a lot about Liverpool tomorrow night. I put this on our Slack channel earlier. You know, a raucous away game. Leeds will be up for it. Nothing to lose. It's the sort of game we've crumbled in all season. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
They might be tired though. They've
Hopefully.
just played City and Chelsea.
Yeah.
So it might be you need to just get through. It sounds weird. Get through the first 20 minutes, but that is after battle when you go to some of these places.
Yeah.
Then play your football and you should be all right.
Get the first goal.
Not that I trust you to be at the moment. Conor Bradley starts, doesn't he? I think.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, he said he's done his presser already, and he said Gomez actually got a knock at West Ham at the weekend, but was able to sort of get through an hour or so the other night. So I don't think he wants to play Gomez again.
Yeah, I kind of read into Slot's comments on Tuesday that there was an intention to get Bradley ready to start for this rather than throw him in for the game on Wednesday night. Just focus on, because it'll probably be 50, 60 minutes or so, probably, won't it? Start him, then use Gomez. You protected the two of them there for a little bit. It probably will be that. Isak or Ekateke up front?
I think Ekiteke is due a start personally.
All right. Is
I would
is Ekateke
have
there for on? Is he what?
I would have got that wrong on Wednesday though. I would have said Ekiteke
Well,
started on Wednesday.
same as that, mate. Ekateke make your free hit draft then, mate.
He doesn't know. There's only Virgil that does. It's not changed wildly from my actual team. Happily, my doing free hit first, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I've got 3 City, 3 Newcastle, 2 United because I've got them in my actual team. Kept Verbruggen in goal, and I've downgraded Timber to another Arsenal defender because I still want some Arsenal coverage at the back. So Munoz has left my free hit team for this week. Although more than happy to have him in my actual team. So yeah, for the benefit of the audio, the free hit team is Verbruggen in goal, back 3 of Virgil. Put Josko Gvardiol in. Do you think he starts tomorrow?
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
But it's not impossible that there's a decision made on height, possibly. Now, Vardio can look after himself in the air. But there could be a decision there made with Nathan Aki or John Stones, possibly. I would say Diaz is possibly a little safer. And but also, I guess if Vardio comes out, it would make Aki more likely to play than Stones. I don't think it would be both Aki and Stones.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it's one.
Yeah, I went with Gvardiol just because I wanted some sort of City defensive coverage, and he has got a goal in him, hasn't he? So Virgil, Gvardiol, and Hincapié at the back.
Virgil, you've still got Virgil in there, David.
Well, I just thought if I was free hitting, I wouldn't take him out. I don't think. Might do another twerk. Does that count as a DEFCON? I don't know. Midfield 5.
No.
No. Thanks for clarifying. Anthony Gordon came on, scored a goal the other night. I think he starts tomorrow. Bumo and Fernandes, who I've got, so I certainly wouldn't ditch him on free hit. Bruno Guimaraes, Foden, who I've not got, but he's on a bit of a tear up at the moment, isn't he? And then just 2 up front with Voltemada and Erling Haaland. Bench of Dubravka. Maxime de Kuiper's an interesting one, I think. He's playing quite an advanced role at the moment.
Yes, I wouldn't tell people to go and run and buy that, particularly this time of year.
Yeah.
He does sound like this morning Matoma is in contention, but also been kind of slowed down as well. So I'm going to guess he doesn't start. He is playing left wing at the moment.
Yeah, 4 points.
But I think it could quickly change. Yeah. But for free hitters, yeah, don't mind.
Krupi and Estev, so fairly cheap bench. How about you?
Again, we don't discuss this prior to just sending each other images, and I've got the same goalkeeper as you, and I've got the same attacking 7. So for Bruggen, Bumo, Fernandes, Foden, Guimaraes, Gordon, Voltemade, Haaland, all the same. My only difference is to use in the back 3. I also own Virgil van Dijk, but I probably would take him out on the free hit, actually. Munoz would go in, got him as well. Timber would go in, I've got him as well. I've just got more bloody faith in them. And the other one I've thrown him, you already mentioned him on this podcast, Diogo Dalot. Actually, 4.4 way to Wolves. I haven't got many teams back for clean sheets this way, and I would say United would be one of them, actually. Probably plays again at wing back. It's not a player that I'd want regularly in FPL, but for a free hit, yeah. I think kind of reaction last night for a few people was who have planned to free hit this week was presumably they were going treble United, and you watched that last night and you think, I don't want treble of that. I think the advice is you probably still do. If you're on free hit, probably still go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, wildcard, any different?
Yeah, I actually only made 2 changes to my actual team because obviously I only wildcarded in game week 13, so that's kind of reassuring that I wouldn't make too many changes. But the 2 changes I made from my actual team are I would I would take Doku out and put Foden in. And to fund that, it's getting rid of Nico O'Reilly and putting in another cheap defender. So it's Joe Rodon at the moment. Um, then obviously, when the deadline goes tomorrow, you get your 5 transfers, don't you? And you can start to look to um, think about
How
Arsenal
many
for
people
the.
do you think will use all five on Saturday night? I can't wait, man.
Yeah, yeah. I've really no idea what I'm going to do with those 5 transfers at the moment. Certainly, Arsenal's on my mind, having taken quite a bit out on Wildcard, but see if Declan Rice plays tomorrow. He might be someone who comes in with one of them. But yeah, just to read out the team, it's Verbruggen in goal, Munoz, Timber, Virgil, Bumo, Fernandez, Bruno Guimaraes, um, Foden, Igor Thiago, Voltemada, Haaland, and then a bench of Dubravka, Rodon, King, and Estev. I think with me, Voltemada might be going soon possibly after this week as well. Just reading a few bits from what our Newcastle patrons are saying. He's kind of looks a little bit tired, but he could be one that maybe downgrade Voltemada to a cheaper striker and look to put that money into midfield. So see what the weekend brings. You made many changes.
No, to be honest, it would only. I mean, you've put two changes from what your actual team is. I've put five, but mine's a little bit more down to restructuring. So three of them changes essentially are actually my substitutes. In terms of goalkeeper and back three, same as you. Verbruggen, Munoz, Timber, Van Dijk, got all of them. And despite what any people think about Van Dijk, oh, he's this, that, and the other. He's got 10 points this week. 5 points a week. Yeah, keep going. It's fine.
Mm.
Foden, yes, would go in for me. Guimaraes, there's no chance to get rid of this week. Fernandez is actually, I know he kind of okay, just DefCon didn't return attacking wise last night. Yeah, coming back around to this point, I'd probably force him back in. I actually felt when I did this like this time last week, I wanted the short term of Bumo more than I wanted to just keep Fernandez, and I'd owned him all season. I'm watching the game back last night. I've watched a lot of games this season with him and felt don't fancy you to get returns. Actually, despite what I said earlier, most of last night I was thinking he's the most likely to score the winner here. You know,
He's always
that's how it
involved, isn't
felt.
he? Yeah.
So actually taking Bumo out now. I think if wildcarding at this point, and I get it, you almost may as well have a 1 week punt in there. And Bumo obviously could stay for the 2 weeks, but I decided no, I'd probably take that on, keep Minter who I've got instead of Bumo basically, and that allows me to have a stronger bench than what you've put in because I think I'd probably
Yeah.
need it. So to your Rodon, Estev, King, mine is Lacroix, Anderson, Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
So essentially, that's just Minter instead of Bumo. He's allowed that. Minter, I've watched twice this week, and as I spoke about yesterday, I watched him Sunday, and I was like, well, I'm glad I put him in. And then I watched him Wednesday night, and I thought, what have I done here? So I watched him again on Sunday. Maybe we'll go 2-1 one way or the other. Same front three: Thiago, Haaland, Voltemade. So yeah, tend to say it's only 5 change for me, but like I said, it's free from the bench. I did buy Dewsbury Hall last night, by the way.
I thought about that. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't, but yeah, I thought about it.
And it was late. It was about 5 minutes before the price changes. I finally made my mind up on selling Rogers or Sade, and I sold Morgan Rogers, which probably means that Kevin Sade is an absolute shoo-in for a yellow card this weekend.
Do you think this might be the most set a world record for the world's most boring ever FPL transfer? I might, because obviously I've got to make one. I might downgrade Josh King to Lewis Miley to get that sweet 0.1.
I can't remember the last time I bought an outfield player with just one free transfer and just could leave him on the bench. I mean, I actually he's better covered this week. Dewsbury Hall was first sub probably, but yeah, I probably am leaving him on the bench. I'm probably not starting him to about game week 18 or 19. You know,
Yeah.
possibly not even till 20. It's just a restructuring. What that allows comfortably for me next week is what you'd already mentioned. If I want to, Boomer to Saka is very easy with plenty spare if that's what I want to do.
Yep.
All right. Cheers, David. Thanks very much. FPL captain this week is Haaland, is it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Very best of luck. As always, play it your way. Smash a like if you're watching on YouTube. A sub goes a really long way for the audio listeners. A 5-star review does truly help as well. Thank you to all of you who have been sharing your Spotify raps and your mental amount of minutes and hours you've been listening to us. We are truly grateful. If you want to support the show, it's www.patreon.com/Planet FPL. Reminder, everybody's getting bumped up a tier this month. So basic tier patrons have access to all the podcasts. That'll include the differential show that's available later. And intermediates are bumped up to all the advanced tier content, which will include the team news stream later today as well. But thank you, David. Have a
Thanks,
great
Jim.
weekend. You and everyone. Cue music, please. Man child.